Hello, this is Rick Saltarelli with Salty Breeze Cruise Planners with this week's segment of Beyond Your Front Door. And today we have a guest with us from CIE Tours. These are the specialists in Ireland, and please welcome Jeannie Bean to our show.
Thank you, Rick, so very much for having us. We're thrilled. We think 2021, we're past 2020. We just want to get it going in 2021, and we appreciate the opportunity to work with you.
Well, thank you for being with us. And I'm going to start off with who CIE Tours is, because maybe not everybody's heard of you. So who is CIE and what do you do?
CIE Tours is the premier tour operator for Ireland. We have been around for almost 90 years now. So we have been in business quite a long time. We've seen so many changes, so many growth, so many opportunities. We are owned by the Irish government. So we are all things in Ireland. We feel like we have some advantages being owned by the Irish government. We get some insights into what's going to be happening a lot sooner than a lot of people. We operate and offer escorted tours, chauffeur driven, self-drive, etc. And in addition to Ireland, we also have Italy, Iceland, and Great Britain.
And so today we're going to really talk specifically about Ireland, although we could talk a little bit about Great Britain. But because you are focused on just 4 countries, it would be fair to say that you are destination experts. Is that correct?
We like to think so. We think we have a unique niche market. We don't try to be all things to everybody. We want to concentrate on what brought us here to the table. We work extremely closely, as you know, with our travel advisor partners. They are integral part of CIE Tours. We feel that we are the destination experts, especially being aligned with the Irish government. As I mentioned earlier, we do think we have a leg up on some of the offers that other competitors may not be or not be getting. That makes
Sure. And because I've been to Ireland myself and had an amazing vacation there, I think that Ireland should be on everybody's bucket list. Would you agree with that?
I think I would definitely agree with that. And the reason being is being part that we're owned by the Irish government, as I mentioned, we do have a leg up. More and more families want to discover their roots. Our heritage tours are extremely popular. It's estimated that currently 30.3 million or 10% of the USA population considers itself Irish. And then on St. Patrick's Day, it tends to go up quite a bit more. I think we have 100% people that are Irish roots. So, heritage tours are extremely popular with us, especially in these days.
Well, that was actually my next question. So I have a very small amount of Irish blood in me, even though my last name is Italian. But I would imagine that a lot of people want to go there and trace their family roots. And because of the very rich history of Ireland, there is a lot of way for people to find those roots in Ireland and go visit some of those places. They go back thousands of years where some of their family may have immigrated from over the last 500 years. I'm sure for people that go there specifically for a heritage tour, it is an amazing experience.
Oh, they find relatives they had no idea that they were part of this family. And once you discover your heritage, and Ireland, as you know, you've been there, it's the people. The people are phenomenal. They just want you to experience it and see Ireland through their eyes. They're such a proud, proud country. And we are very, very fortunate to be able to be part of that. So Irish heritage tours are extremely popular. It's one of our largest growing segments.
I agree. And in the evenings when we would go and go to a pub for dinner and just talk to the locals, those are some of the best experiences that we had and some of our best memories.
Oh my gosh, I have a little story. Do I have time to tell you a quick little story about that?
Absolutely.
I was in Ireland on a fam trip one time. It was many, many years ago, and we ended up staying in a bed and breakfast. Well, obviously, as fam trips, we all can't stay in the same house because there's too many of us. And generally, bed and breakfasts is no more than 4 bedrooms is what they usually allow for their guests. But I was staying at this bed and breakfast in this little teeny town in Ireland. I can't even recall the name of it. And the owner of the house was so amazing. She's like, Jeannie, do you want to go to a pub tonight? And I thought, heck yeah. I mean, I'm right there with the the person in the city. I'm going to go see how they experienced it. So we go to the pub, and as we're driving there, she's like, you see that house across the street? She's having an affair with the man down the block here. I felt like, I don't know if you remember Mrs. Kravitz from Bewitched, way back when, the nosy neighbor. She was just like Mrs. Kravitz telling me, this person's having an affair and this person's about to get arrested. And I was just like, oh my God. But they're so warm. They just want to make you feel part of them, is what they want.
I have a client that was in Ireland the same year I was, and the tour driver found out that he played the guitar, and he mentioned that night when they were all together in a pub, and the local band had him get up on stage and play the guitar with them. I know that happened once, maybe twice, but what a memorable experience for him, for sure.
Yeah, they will never forget it. And that's why I try to reiterate so much about the wonderful people.
Yeah, that's great. People. And so do you have a favorite itinerary for someone that only has a week to go and visit?
Yes, if you only have a week, and especially if you've never been to Ireland before, I would suggest the Taste of Ireland. The Taste of Ireland basically encapsulates everything with all the must-be iconics that you'll see. You can either have a 5-day, a 6-day, or a 7-day tour. And some of the excursions and events you'll participate in is you'll see Blarney Castle, the Gift of Gab, if you kiss the Blarney Stone, which between you and me, I suggest really not kissing it. Act like you're kissing it, because think of all the other people ahead of you that have kissed it. But you'll see the Blarney Stone, you'll see the Cliffs of Moher, you'll experience a medieval banquet in Dublin. So you really get to see everything that you're used to seeing in Ireland. The Rings of Kerry, a sheepdog demonstration. The sheepdogs, if you've never seen a sheepdog demonstration, they are amazing, these dogs, what they can do for each other.
Oh my, you're bringing back so many memories for me.
That's good. Happy memory.
And how about the person that has a couple of weeks to go and visit? Do you have an itinerary for them that's a favorite?
We do. We have our, some of the longer itineraries could either be the Irish Odyssey. It's 12 days. Here you'll go basically all around Ireland. So you even go to Northern Ireland. A lot of people tend to stay away from Northern Ireland, mainly because of the Belfast conflict that happened, so many decades ago. But you still see a lot of history. The Belfast region is one of my favorite areas because it's to me true Ireland. It's not built up. You can almost see on a clear day. You can see across the way to Scotland. So it's a beautiful, beautiful area. We also have the Irish Adventure, which also goes around the country as well. So we do have several tours, and people have even taken combination tours. Well, they'll start in Ireland, end up in Great Britain some way. So we have something we feel like we can offer you and your clients.
So for the record, it was the Irish Odyssey that I did, and I agree with you. I was really anticipating going to Belfast and feel like I need to go back. But if you don't go to Northern Ireland, you're going to miss the Giant's Causeway.
Isn't that amazing? It's just like, you can't even believe it till you see it. Pictures do it no justice until you're there. You can't believe the magnitude of the Giant's Causeway. You just can't. And plus the scenery up in Northern Ireland. And you still get a lot of history. You see the ramifications of the bombings and the graffiti on the wall and their tributes to their uprisers and this, that, and the other. So I'm glad that you enjoyed it as well.
Sure. And for those that are Game of Thrones enthusiasts, you have to go to Northern Ireland.
Exactly. You exactly have to do. Same thing with some of our Scottish. In the Scottish tours, we do Outlanders. So there's a lot of Outlanders too. But the Game of Thrones, you definitely have to go to Northern Ireland for that.
Sure. And Jeannie, so this is my final question, and you kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. So I know that you also do guided tours. You do the chauffeur-driven trips you talked about, the self-group trips, and the self-drive trips. So can you just tell us just a little brief about each one of those? Because there is really a travel style for everybody.
There really is. And our bread and butter is obviously our escorted vacations. We have small groups on our escorted vacations. So that's no more than 26 passengers. And in light of what's going on in the world right now with COVID, we think that's probably going to be the norm, would be the 26, no more than 26 passengers. We do have all of the safety protocols on board, are planning those once we do reopen, et cetera. And excuse me, the chauffeur-driven program is for your clients. It's for anyone, no more than 9. So it could be 1 passenger to 9. We utilize Mercedes-Benz for our mode of transportation. The private driver is with, just as it says, you have a private driver. He's with you 8 hours of driving time. So what that means is, say you start at your hotel at 8 in the morning, you come back at 10 in the morning, but you don't want to leave again until 4 in the afternoon. Your driver does not take into consideration the 10 to 4 as part of his driving time. So you start at 4 in the afternoon, you can go again for another 6 hours since he's already driven you twice. We can make arrangements for you for castle stays, manor homes, if you want to take part in a spa, treatment, dining, anything that you can think of, basically, we can do with your chauffeur. And one thing with the private driver, they get to know your clients so well that they'll know their personalities, what they like. They may be driving down the road and say, oh, you had mentioned that you wanted to check on a Balik pottery. Balik pottery is just down the road. Would you like us to pop in and you can stop in and see if you'd like? So it's really set up to what your clients want. Conversely, the self-drive or independent vacations, we use Hertz rental cars for those. Your clients have a car, we can create an itinerary for them. They can get in the car and just go at their leisure, whatever they like. Just remember, if they are doing a self-drive, I do suggest, especially in the summer or the holidays, and you do want to stay at a bed and breakfast, pre-book the bed and breakfast ahead of time. We can help you with that because there's over 800 bed and breakfasts in Ireland that have been vetted. But people seem to want the same ones every time because they get used. Like if I was going back to Ireland, I'd probably stay with my little lady, the Mrs. Kravitz lady, because I liked her so much. But and we have the self-drive, the chauffeur driven, we have groups. So if anyone wants to put a group together, you can work with us with the group for them as well.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with me. And, you know, one of the reasons we like CIE Tours is, well, I didn't ask this question, so I'm just going to add it. The driver that is escorting you is not trying to sell you anything different. So everything is included. If they are taking you to that sheep farm demonstration, it's included. If you're going to a manor house for tea and scones, it's included. So
you're so right.
So just,
yes, I did mean to mention that. It's all in one. So you don't have to worry when you get a price point that, oh, is this tour included? Is this included? Because sometimes with our competitors, that does unfortunately happen where you're upcharged on the coach because it's not part of the tour. But yes, everything is all inclusive, all included. If you want to call us an all inclusive per se, all of your breakfasts are included. Lunches, dinners, you have a breakfast and a lunch or a breakfast and a dinner or a breakfast, lunch and dinner, depending, but it's all laid out very nicely on our brochures.
Sure. So thank you for sharing that with me, Jeannie. My name is Rick Saltarelli. I'm with Salty Breeze Cruise Planners, the place where we help create lifelong lasting memories. And I've been chatting with Jeannie Bean today from CIE Tours International, the destination specialist for Ireland, Scotland, Iceland, and Italy. And we've been talking about Ireland. If you need more information, please give me a call, 888-332-8202. Thanks, Jeannie. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Thanks again. Take care. Bye now.
Bye-bye.